looked at the Mark 8 Golf R.
I had a Mark 8 Golf R on order.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. And that was.
And I cancelled it. Luckily, the first reason I cancelled it was because it was soon after I got rid of the Club Sport. Was that I couldn't deal with the thought of having that infotainment system again.
Oh well,
that was like scarring me. It was making me dread having it, and so literally all I needed. The dealer said to me, "Oh, this is going to be a delay." All I needed was him for me to tell me that, and I was like, "Okay, we're done. Cancel it."
There were huge delays on all cars, weren't there?
And he was going, "Look, if you cancel this order," he goes, "you're going to be way at the back of the list again." And I was like, "Mate," "it's okay. The car doesn't work."
Yeah, because fundamentally as a driver, you're sitting in basically the exact same position.
The exact same thing.
The same infotainment, the same problems, the same seats. They have the same seats in the Yamaha.
I know.
And it's a real shame because those cars drive so well.
Awesome.
Yeah, and that was a letdown. And also,
the driving experience of the Golfs. I mean, that Club Sport was so fun.
Yeah, and that flew as well.
That flew.
That
properly
really
flew.
Quick. And again, pops and bags if you wanted it to be.
Yeah. And I guess the R would have been exactly the same.
Yeah, exactly. It added four-wheel drive, and that's where you're at. But
look, at the end of the day, the R is the R. The R has always been one of those Jekyll and Hyde, and it does it very, very well. But for me now, I've found a car that does the same, that I prefer the look of, and the technology inside is far superior. And that's kind of where it's left me now. So now I don't feel the R is desirable to me.
I think you'd be a weird one to go from an A35
Oh, no,
to an R.
I couldn't.
I think and for any owner who has an A35 or an A45 or a Mercedes kind of thing, it is a bit of a different character.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, I think they messed up on the pricing with the Golfs.
Oh, for sure.
You know, like if the Golfs came in at under, you know, you were saving yourself 5-10 grand.
If you were looking at a fully spec Golf for £39,000, then go for it. But you're looking at a fully spec Golf, which would be the same as the A35 that I've got. It's fully spec'd.
It's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
Because you pay extra for the adaptive dampers, you pay extra for the performance back, which is equivalent to the aero. And it's a shame because it's not a people's car. A sporty people hatchback. I'm smiling because there's a GR Yaris there, which I've driven. It's amazing.
Really?
An amazing little car, like little four-wheel drive. Huh. Yeah, sorry, it's so many nice cars on route. And that's really sad because that's one thing I talked on my channel, and I think probably, well, you were watching a lot of my older content as well. I was like, oh, this Mark 8 Golf R should be the, you know, they should be the freaking dog's bollocks. It should be awesome. And it looked good, and I drove it and I was like, that's a great car. And this, I drove one of the really, really early ones. The guy only had it like a couple of days. It was the first.
I remember.
Yeah, it was the first time someone lent me a car. It's GT3. And then the car market prices went weird. Inflation went to bits on those cars. They started at 39 and then they went to like 41, 42 for no options.
And this was it. And then of course the whole thing with the production line, and then with the war and stuff in Ukraine made it worse. That's why the prices then went up even further, because they were so difficult to get hold of. And so obviously the manufacturing costs were going up. And so they're like, Christ, we've got to put the price up here, otherwise we're literally going to be losing so much money because we can't sell the cars, we can't make them, and we can't sell them.
And it was worse both ways, because they couldn't get the cars out. Those cars became more desirable, which meant the values went even higher. So for people who'd want, you know, we see Mark 7 Golf Rs all over the place. You're not going to see many Mark 8 Golf Rs.
Oh, you literally hardly see them.
So it's tough for
and I think there's two reasons for that. The first is what we just talked about. They're so difficult to get hold of. And the second reason is because they're so expensive, and now people are aware of how defunct the infotainment system is in them. They're going, there's no way I'm paying that money for a car with effectively an interior that doesn't work. Or is laggy, or is, you know, who would pay premium money if they knew they were going to be buying a car that had a fault? And that's because all the vloggers, all the YouTubers have made it so prevalent and so obvious that these cars have problems.
And it is from an owner's point of view as well.
And they say, every single person goes to say, yeah, great car, but the infotainment system and the interiors let it down. Who's going to want to go and spend 45 to 50 grand on a car that everyone talks about like that?
Yeah, no,
you wouldn't. You'd be mad.
It doesn't work, and particularly for people who aren't drivers as well. Can you imagine if you were just like, oh, it's a car,
and actually the interior is a really important thing for you.
It's the main function for everyone.
Where do I put the thing down? What do I have to press? Oh, I can't see it now because it's dark.
Yeah, and if you can't change the
I mean,
I can't. I mean, they actually fired the guy at Volkswagen.
Did they? Well, I'm not surprised.
But the problem is, it probably wasn't his. The buck doesn't stop with one person. There was a lot of problems that they did. Yeah. I think they rushed it out personally.
Yes.
It was before they did all the testing. There's no way any tester would have taken that car out
and gone. That is a good idea.
That's perfect for the consumer.
Yep.
Yeah, you can have a few glitches here and there, but you can't have something that crashes. Yep. Just does not work. They're trying to go to the future. It didn't work.
Yep.
But just we'll finish up because I mean I'm equally as passionate as you about it all, because it's like it was.
But it was such a shame because it was a car that I loved, and if I I know, and if I obviously I'm very happy with what I'm in now, but if I still feel sad that the Golf has effectively or will end its cycle. Such a great car with the problems that it's had, or are they gonna completely and utterly make up for it with the 8.5 and score a winner?
I think they probably certainly can't do any worse with the infotainment.
Is the 8.5 going to save the Golf?
My problem with that, I think, the money.
Yeah,
it's only going to be more expensive, isn't it?
But yeah, well, no, sure. Look, if it was the same price, and I would give VW a lot of credit if they saved it with the 8.5. If the 8.5, people were reviewing it and going, okay, this is what the 8 should have been like.
Yeah.
Then they would have saved the day. But if they don't, if that infotainment system is still the same, with a couple of little tweaks, then it'd be so sad that their last model has gone out as badly as that.
Yeah. No, I couldn't agree.
Do you not agree?
I agree. It would be a real shame.
Would they not want their legacy? Oh, this is our last Golf.
You arguably, because I've driven the Club Sport and the Club Sport 45 as well. You arguably had the last best Golf GTI. Yes. Certainly from a driver's kind of point of view.
Yeah. That there will be. Yeah.
Sad times for golf.
It is sad.
Really sad times for kind of golf owners. I'm in first, so 3, 2, 1, go. Let's go. You left me for dead.